Yo, what's up? I'm Hip Dustin.
Yeah.
I'm Dustin when he reaches the 90s.
Bright hip-hopping career at it.
Guys, Stranger Things episode 2 today. Get ready to enjoy this reaction, I'm assuming and hoping. If you're interested, become a super sexy reject today, where you'll catch the full-length watch-alongs for Stranger Things over there. And we cover a whole bunch of shows where some of them are reaction highlights exclusives for the Patreon. And if you can't do that, leave a like. It's not too hard to ask, is it? Also subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when our next Stranger Things reaction is up here on the channel. And them boys at Prepper wouldn't be able to do the schedule we got currently if it wasn't for each and every one of you there. Hire them after this one.
Don't take anything away from our word flow.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
Oh, he simply ran away.
Very plausible escape.
I think all of us are predicting some crazy explanation of like explosion, send him into something that transported him to Russia.
Maybe he got dematerialized and turned into electrical current, and then he was transported and then spat back out.
He just ran away.
He just jumped to the next level down.
Joyce, I'm in Russia. Find me in Russia.
I'm a prisoner.
Looks like that Munson boy's up to no good again.
We heard there's a Dungeons and Dragons game going on over here.
Put down the dice!
Holy mother of God.
No, you guys gotta move out of Hawkins.
Everybody needs to move out of Hawkins.
Hey, I can't be out here. Get back inside. Back inside.
Or are you a witness at all to what have been
Did you
your
see
last?
anything suspicious yesterday? Perhaps people returning to the trailer. Made the flight.
We're out of Hawkins.
It's a gift. I handpicked those for you in Hawkins. I know you like yellow, but now I'm kind of realizing that it's too much yellow. I know you also like purple, so I got some purple as well. So I kind of did like a 70-30 split kind of thing.
They're perfect.
The
Thank
complementary colors. It's good.
All that writing she doesn't. Just tell from her.
Are your friends gonna meet us there?
Friends? What friends?
you. You know, Stacy and Angela.
Angela.
You'll meet them. I promise.
Oh.
Just not today. I want today to be about me and you.
And definitely not about Will at all.
He crumpled his painting.
The body of a Hawkins High student was discovered early this morning. Police have not yet released the victim's name, although we are told they're currently in the process of notifying the family.
First season was like a kidnapping, and this one's a murder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Small town murder.
What's this? Thought we were watching Thundercats.
Hawkins student got murdered.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
They say who it is?
Nah, not yet.
Hey, maybe Chrissy didn't stand you up after all.
Hey, don't say that.
Ugh. Hoo-hoo, nice.
This town's turned upside down.
Yeah, he's like a super nice guy, but then he's murdering women on the weekend.
He was saying Eddie is like Ted Bundy.
It's more like Richard Ramirez.
Night Stalker.
After I saw Eddie and Chrissy go in the trailer, something else happened.
Okay, all right.
They really are playing with time a lot.
Yeah, I love it.
Maybe he was scared because, you know, he just killed someone, or maybe because...
Something else killed her.
But that's impossible.
Not here.
I don't know.
There's only one person who knows what actually happened.
Eddie.
Shit. Dusty, where are you going? See your friend. You heard the news. It's not safe. Good point. We'll be extra careful. Thanks, Mom. I love you. Bye.
This looks and reads like a ransom note, and a bad one at that. There's no proof of life here.
Yes, there is. It's signed Enzo.
So?
So, there's only 2 people who knew about our date at Enzo's, and that's me and Hawke.
Yes.
He's sending me a message.
You saw him die, Joyce.
I didn't see a body.
Always room for a sequel.
He evaporated.
Or he survived.
Okay. What's he doing in Russia? He was captured, that's what. Then he probably met some new friends. And by friends, I mean the KGB. No matter how strong you think Jim is, they will get his whole life story. And yes, that might very well include a planned date at Enzo's with you, his co-conspirator.
You just made all that up.
It's a theory.
This could be real. Hopper could be alive.
I suppose there's only one way to find out.
We're going to Russia.
We're gonna call that number. And you're going to find out who the hell sent you that letter. But we're doing it my way.
Yeah, buddy.
Who you work with?
No one.
Oh.
This woman. Who is she?
Unless you tell me. She's wearing a Russian uniform.
Тащите слона!
Elephant.
Oh. Some good noise dampening gloves.
Poor Hopper, man. Goes through all that work to help save the day. He's captured and tortured.
Gets tortured for his thanks.
I don't think Mike's gonna like that you're lying to him. And he doesn't deserve that. And when he finds out, he's gonna be mad.
Okay.
God damn it, Al. Break my heart.
You got this.
Okay.
Come on, Will. Find love here at the roller rink.
Who's that twig with her?
I don't know. But it seems like the snitch has a boyfriend.
Told you spring break's gonna be fun.
Chrissy doesn't mess with that crap.
Maybe someone talked her into it.
No, she's straight as an arrow.
What about Eddie Munson?
What does Eddie have to do with all this? Did he hurt Chrissy?
Jason! Hey, man, you all right? Jason, what happened? Where are you going? Is everything good? What did they say?
They're just gonna let him walk out there?
Man.
Hey.
I hope he gets his revenge against Eddie.
Yeah, that's right. I'm 100% on Jason's side now.
I need it.
Need it for what?
Looking up Eddie's friends' phone numbers.
Oh, Eddie. Your new best friend, Eddie, you think is cooler than me because he plays your nerdy game?
Yes. I never said that.
Work it out, boys.
A student died, and the game plan is for you to let me do the talking, for you to take notes in that little pad there, and for you to follow my lead at all times. Is that understood?
Totally and completely.
Hi, officer.
Can't go through here. We got a crime scene.
A friend, she lives in there. Her mom is working today, and we would really like to check in on her.
We're basically her nanny. Nannies.
Actually, I do know you. You're Fred Benson. You killed that kid last year.
What?
That ugly scar on your face.
Whoa.
It was an accident.
An accident?
Whoa.
That why you ran all the way home instead of calling us.
You're a murderer, is what you are. Everybody knows it. A murderer.
Said you were right, kid. You're looking a little peaked.
Fine. I'm fine.
He's just on edge. I mean, we all are.
I am loving the horror.
Acceptance letter to Lenora Community.
That's where I'm going. But you're going to Emerson with Nancy.
No, she just doesn't know it yet. Because if I told her the truth, then she'd just throw her dreams out the window to come out here and be with me.
No.
Until eventually she hates me. And then before you know it, we're just like my mom and dad. We're divorced. My kids hate me. Shit! Yeah, shit! I mean, it's all
Yeah.
Palm tree to light, that's what you gotta do.
Palm tree to light?
Go! Got me stressed out, it's not even my girlfriend.
On this assault.
Where have you been hiding this handsome thing?
Ugh.
Angela, this is Mike, my boyfriend.
Yo, Angela.
Come on, friend. Let's skate, shall we?
I wanted to finish this with
I'll hold on to that.
Come on.
Mike's like, nothing. That was weird.
Totally normal interaction. Go have fun.
She's lying to you, Mike. Bullshit. No, listen to me. She's having problems here.
Problems? Okay, what kind of problems?
Yeah, we're about to see.
That kind of problems.
It's just so upsetting.
They're all going to laugh at you.
Beat those women, Mike!
Beat them with your bare hands!
Wipe out!
Oh my god, this is such bullshit. Oh, what a crock of shit. Oh man, she better go like full on Kerry in this.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Just flay them all alive.
I swear to God.
If this is KGB, they will still be able to trace us eventually, so keep it brief.
How brief?
A minute max, and
Proof of life. Got it.
Thank you,
guys should get
ExpressVPN.
This is Enzo.
Hello, Enzo. This is Joyce. I received your message and I would like to make a reservation.
Yes. Good. But for reservation, you need to make deposit.
What kind of deposit?
$40,000. 40,000. Yuri's fish and fly. 2 days. Do not call again.
Well, that wasn't the KGB.
but it wasn't a friend either.
So we're both wrong.
He was strong American. Отправьте его на Камчатку.
Make him a Red Guardian.
God, that place looks off. Oh. It's not Kamchatka.
We're back with the people who were listening in on the phone calls.
These transitions are throwing me off.
Cops, they say Chrissy went to him to buy drugs.
Drugs? No.
That's what I said. Chrissy would never touch this shit.
Whoa, it's like the ring.
Probably sacrificed her. Drained her blood for the devil. I hear Satanists do that. Where the cops go around pursuing some bullshit leads. Spreading rumors saying she's some druggie?
No!
No, she wants us to go out there. She wants to do something.
Everything's always a basketball speech.
What did I tell you when we went into semifinals, boys?
No, does this reefer Rick have a last name?
Right. Dr. Zhivago. It's a double VHS. It's long.
Hello.
So my boyfriend won't like totally puke when I bring it home.
He's gonna love it. Oh, yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, see you later. Alligator.
Light is
Lady guys, a David shot.
Ah, beat you.
You think Eddie's guilty, don't you?
Whoa, I believe in innocent until proven guilty, all that constitutional shit. We've got a very big selection in here, okay? It can be super overwhelming for these people.
Yeah, it can be.
We'll lure him out with VHS with free rentals.
With titles. No late fees.
Let's narrow it down. Rick Alderman's latest rentals are Annie and Dumbo. What are the chances our drug dealer has a family?
Not likely.
All right. Rick Conroy, 16 Candles, Teen Wolf, and Romancing the...
It's got to be all porn.
Rick Kimbrough, The Blue Lagoon, and Splash. Rick Lipton, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yep. Yeah, that's him.
Spelled like a T, 2121 Holland Road.
That's out by Lover's Lake.
Middle of nowhere. It's a perfect place to hide.
I wish they did all the Rick names and he was the last, so we could just read off titles.
Oh, you want to tell us everything?
Nancy, come on, let's get out of here.
But he's just the cutest little witness. Stay here.
Interrogate the dog.
Nancy, you're not gonna believe what this dog said. Saw the whole thing.
It's all right here.
I'm just looking for something about what happened last night.
As far as I can tell, you all have it figured out already. My nephew's a freak. He killed that girl. Isn't that about right?
Let me guess. You've been speaking to the Hawkins Post?
Oh my God, that guy's on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's try to figure it out.
Let me tell your side of the story.
Do it, Enoch.
And that poor girl I found this morning, same exact thing. So I'm thinking, maybe he broke out. Like that, what's his name, the white mask, and killed the babysitters. Yeah. Michael Myers. He asked me, Victor's like that.
Definitely not like any other slasher character.
Victor Creel. I was gonna say this season has like a supernatural ghost / 80s serial killer vibe.
Yeah.
Fred!
Don't kill Fred. I like Fred.
Fred's dead, baby. Oh my goodness.
All the mourners.
Insidious.
Oh, yeah.
Murderer! Murderer! Murderer!
Oh. Oh.
This town's messed up. Crazy ass bug looking creatures. Now you got ghosts and shit.
Government should just come and board the whole place up.
Yeah, the cinematography this season is phenomenal.
It's top notch.
Can you translate that?
I can't understand it. It's too low.
Enhance.
What about all the speaker systems you got from Radio Shack?
She's mad at Enzo. Calls him a muso.
Muso.
It's slang.
For what?
Literally, muso translates to trash or garbage. It's like pig here, often directed at cops.
Cops?
Ah.
It's not exactly the Ritz, is it? Welcome to your new home, American.
I am Enzo, like the restaurant you dined at.
Joyce, where you going?
The bank. I'm gonna get Enzo his damn money. And we are getting Hopper back.
Well, she was lying to you, Mike. Straight to your face ever since you got here. And I've been a total third wheel all day. It's been miserable. So sorry if I wasn't smiling. Yeah, whatever, man.
He's your friend too. Come on.
Elle has like a book of letters from you. That's because she's my girlfriend, Will. And us? We're friends. Well, we used to be best friends.
Oh.
Well, then maybe you should have reached out more. I don't know. Why am I the bad guy? Let's just find her, okay?
You guys are always having problems. We fought tooth and nail to rescue you.
She looks upset.
You ruined my day. I want you to say sorry to me. And I want you to tell my boyfriend that it was just a joke. We are really friends.
You'll just have to cry to your daddy instead. Oh, wait. Can't do that either.
What What a fucking bitch.
Take up kickboxing, Al. Oh.
Oh, she's doing what she knows how to do. Holy crap, did she really do that?
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
damn!
All the gear on the bottom of one of those will jack you up.
Ah. You fucking deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it doesn't make you feel better.
What did you do?
What have you done? What have you done?
That's what she knows. Angela had it coming. Fictional character Angela had it coming.
I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of people wanted to be in Elle's shoes just then.
So her story is Arthur Fleck.
Yes.
Eddie!
I thought she was gonna smash the camera.
Yeah.
Like this. Each story is like telling a different genre.
Mm-hmm. Some really great suspense building shots and sequences too.
Steve will get him with his oar.
I know you think you're being funny, Henderson, but considering the fact that everyone in this room has nearly died about 100 times personally, I don't find it funny in the...
Oh, yeah!
We're on your side. I swear on my mother. Right, guys?
Yes, yes, we swear. Yeah, on Dustin's mother.
Yeah, Dustin's mother.
What if they just killed off Steve?
Well, now Eddie killed someone.
I want to know what happened.
You won't believe me.
Try me.
Try us.
Oh, damn. So close!
I should have said it. Should have passed through my mind. I was like, Greg's got it, huh?
Hi, officer. Officer.
What are you still doing here?
I made my friend from the car earlier. I can't find him.
What do you mean you can't find him?
He was there and then he was just gone.
Oh, come on, buddy.
Just rub it in.
And she just like hung there in the air. Her bones started to snap.
We don't think you're crazy at all.
Don't bullshit me, man. I know how this sounds.
We're not bullshitting you. We believe you.
Recap all of seasons 1 through 3 for him.
World hidden beneath Hawkins. Sometimes it bleeds into ours.
There are some things worse than ghosts.
Oh. No.
There was nothing you could see or touch.
It's crazy. What is he?
I want you to join me.
We're under a spell. A curse. Vecna's curse.
Why does he do it this way?
An undead creature of great power.
A spellcaster.
A dark wizard.
No.
That design is awesome. Awesome.
Oh,
awesome.
Man.
Tension.
Yep.
More dread this season. I like it. I like it a lot.
Absolutely.
I feel like this is definitely shaping up to be better than last season.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, man. Some dark ass shit. There's some dark ass shit, man. It's dark.
Bad trip, Dewey Cox.
Hip Hop Dustin's back!
Yeah! Science raps!
That's all the things that we were saying that we'd probably do, you know, from after the first episode. We were like, they really focused a lot on the new characters. I want them to focus more on our returning characters. And now this was mainly about our returning characters. Yeah. We got us to learn that Harbour was still around. And he just got taken.
Yeah, he just lived and then got arrested.
Blended his way out of there.
And then he didn't break under interrogation, so they put him away to even crazier prison.
Really thought there would just be some kind of... I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
I guess it's fine. I don't know if it was just some... Because I think a lot of us really thought it was going to be some kind of crazy, particle acceleration transporting thing, and
something
this was connected
sci-fi.
to Russia. The Russians came over here with their machinery. And,
Yeah.
you know, not just... Oh no, he just went away.
He just jumped down and then we found him. We found him right after that.
Oh, it's actually a lot simpler.
In fact, if Joyce hadn't left like forthwith, she might have just found him too.
They had to go, man. Russians were coming.
That's true. There wasn't time.
Yeah, there wasn't time. So
I'm still a little conflicted about that. It's funny. It sets you up for some kind of big explanation, and then to have it be like, oh no, he just ran in the proper direction. It doesn't fully, I guess, circumvent the whole still. How did he survive that devastating explosion of this theoretical machine? But it's not something that, like, while I'm sitting here thinking about it, it doesn't loom too heavily. It's not like it destroyed my enjoyment of everything else they were doing, you know?
Well, at least it thoroughly explains how he... why he hasn't been back.
Yeah. And I like to kind of gradually, even still, like at the beginning of this episode, I thought they were going to rush him on and it's going to be like all Harbour, all Russia.
Yeah.
But I like that even, we get hints at him in the first episode. Now we get a couple glimpses in this one.
Well, figuring out Enzo and then having the stories tie together.
Yeah.
The way they deal with time in this is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The intercutting of all these different events. I think the cinematography is just fucking so beautiful. So beautiful. It's exquisite stuff. And it does feel different than the other seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure thematically what it is that is the exact theme here of this one. Because I think the other three, their themes are really like easier to identify. Whereas here, we're dealing with a lot of different things right now, and it's all really cool. Like, I think everything is really clicking. There's not a single for longer episodes, there's not a single dull moment to me.
No.
And I like that it feels like a bunch of... There are parts of it that, like the it seems like with the Dustin and, Robin and them, they are still keeping that original flair of the Goonies vibe, investigating something horror. And then I think like there were like 80s, there were 70s with like Russian stuff.
Yeah, I mean it still carries over, but yeah, I feel
like that torture horror, psychological horror vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then this investigative mystery with Nancy, and that genre kind of bleeds throughout of this ghost story, which I think is really cool because they haven't done ghost story yet, at least like overtly.
No, and it's I feel like the Upside Down is a really interesting motif to go into all these different iterations of horror plus other genre, and I feel like Ghost Story is just as much at home in just a different sense. I wouldn't have necessarily thought of it at first, but I do think especially the way they've done this whole possession and preying on your guilt and your grief and using that as this thing that as a tangible counterpart, but that only manifests on our physical plane.
Is gonna so go after Max.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Is the second Chrissy got lifted off her feet in the first episode, I was like, oh, that trailer moment where she's above the grave. That's gonna be something to do with Billy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so going after Max.
Mm-hmm. And it's already begun too with those little flashes.
So maybe if it's about overcoming your guilt.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
sure.
Maybe that's what this season's about.
And confronting it and not hiding, from it, or not trying to soldier on like it didn't actually happen.
Yeah, because last season was about moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Second season was PTSD, and then this one is probably a lot with. Everyone seems to be dealing with some form of guilt.
Guilt, and especially survivor's guilt, I feel like.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Man, there's a lot that happened. These are so thick. These episodes, they're great though. They're really good. I just felt I know we got so much more hours left to consume here for this weekend, but I think that what they're doing here is really there's something kind of hypnotic about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really absorbing. It's really absorbing. Transportive is the word. Like I get so lost in it, in a different flair. Especially watching the other seasons and then coming here, this has more of a. It's not slow, but it's more deliberate. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it feels like it's just allowed to take as much time as it feels like it needs to with each thing, not too much, not too little. So yeah, it's like every emotional scene gets to be what it is, but they also have a really good sense of pacing for when to either intercut with or introduce directly some kind of eerie or ironic beat to keep the flavor developing and unfolding,
There's more of an ethereal, unsettling quality to it.
Yeah, it's got that foreboding where you just know like something sinister is lurking, and you can't, even though we get glimpses at Vecna and all that stuff, you still can't quite, for a lot of the regular scenes, put your finger on it. It's like we know, but I think they're good at also putting you into that place of just something's off here, and it's hard to identify.
It's also a lot darker, more uncomfortable. Like those handheld shots that they use just feel more grounded in a reality.
You got a really good contrast because there are so many really beautifully executed and very fluid transitions and things that require a lot of planning and a lot of ingenuity. But then I think they use those in juxtaposition so that when they do deliberately switch to something that's more handheld and a little more voyeuristic, it really strikes you. And I think they're also good at choosing when to do that, because I feel like that's an easy thing to go for when you want intensity, but I feel like they've used it here also, not only for intensity's sake, but like they, especially in the Max scenes when she's at home, it's more just to kind of enhance that realism.
Trailer park vibe.
Yeah, you're really there. It sucks. But at the same time, like it feels like a choice, and it feels striking, but not in a way where it's like super distracting. It's just like, oh yeah, it's another flavor they've added to the repertoire. Because when I think of the visual and the oral style of the show, I think of something symmetrical and steady.
I guess the easiest way to narrow down what they're doing here is the other seasons riffed on sci-fi horror, and this riffs on supernatural horror.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
I like it. I'm really digging it a lot. I think the gore gags are cool. That whatever that method is that maybe Victor Creel does of like snap their bones, pull back their eyes.
Yeah. I'll be taking these. Yeah. Well, and two, I'm like, are those gonna all the eyes gonna come back or something? Like it seems very deliberate and
he's out there snapping people's limbs and taking their.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus, as an MO for a killer, this is really, you gotta have a lot of strength and a lot of resolve, because it's hard to do that. I mean, with supernatural powers, obviously much easier, but the real Creel, who I'm excited to meet too. Like I like that. It's funny, for as tension filled and as horror oriented as these episodes have been, I also too like that Vecna is still used sparingly and is this very much sinister and looming presence, and we still haven't even gotten to Robert Englund.
Well, isn't Robert Englund playing the guy?
I think he's Creel, yeah. So, like, the guy who eventually, I assume, soul rots and becomes Creel in the Upside Down.
This creature.
Vecna in the Upside Down, yeah.
He's voicing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this Vecna character is a combination of Freddy Krueger, Pennywise, and Hellraiser.
And Tyrant from Resident Evil.
Yeah.
The look.
Mainly the aesthetic,
yeah.
But the qualities of 80s villain. Hellraiser's 80s, right? Is it 80s or 90s?
Hellraiser's 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Hellraiser is the 80s. It was the one when I revisited all the 80s slasher franchises in a big way for the first time. Hellraiser was the one that was just as intense as I had imagined from the outside.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, damn, for the 80s, this one did not hold back.
Yeah, this is and also like how Hellraiser was a villain who could, because they used to have villains before characters like Hellraiser and I guess the miniseries for Pennywise and Freddy Krueger and stuff like those kinds of characters. The villains usually were scary because they didn't talk.
Yes.
And then you had a dawn of villains who could talk and
who wouldn't shut up.
Who wouldn't shut up. and this is our first season that and like that's what I mean. Like after there's a late 80s portion that is very specific, and it seems to really capture that. It even does capture some of those like 80s serial killer vibes without going full tilt that direction.
Without going full Henry.
No, yeah.
It might be a 90s movie, but just barely.
yeah, just a bit. But it's really fascinating what they're doing, and like 11's story is one I wonder why she wants to put up the facade though. So much so for Mike.
So much for Mike, yeah.
Like, look how happy my life is and stuff. I wonder why she's so desperate to do that. And maybe it's just Mike had that whole thing with Will last season too, of like, you don't care about hanging out with me, Mike. And I'm like, fucking Mike, man. That would have passed this.
Yeah,
and it has been a year. Why haven't you tried calling?
And why in this moment are you like so quick? I mean, I guess, teenagers and romantic problems and blah, blah, blah. But also like, I feel like you could act a little bit like you guys are actually friends.
Yeah.
Because it like when Will does confront him, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it does seem like you've been third wheeling him all day and you don't really seem to care about being here with him. He's just kind of there. And I mean,
unfortunately.
Yeah, and I mean, I hope that the Will story, like I'm with it right now, and I appreciate it right now, and I hope that it grows into something where that actor and that character can shine.
Well, yeah, it's a little repetitive for him at this moment.
Yes,
it's just deeper voiced, older.
Yeah,
but at this point, it's a little repetitive. So we'll see how the rest of it unfolds. Like what specific path they put him onto, because it seems like they're building up something for him. They keep having these gazing slow shots on him of just observing.
They keep faking me out too, because I always think that it's gonna zoom in on whoever his potential love interest could be, but then no, it's damn, it's on the camcorder guy who's gonna make this situation even worse.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hoping for Will to be given something juicy here, because I like what they're doing in California in the sense that with 11, it's the most removed from any and everything supernatural horror. It's all grounded in reality for 11 at this moment.
Well, they're doing Kerry with her in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's very Kerry, yeah.
But even still, like, I'm not sitting here going, get back to the point where she has power. Like, I think they do a good job of putting all that, all that pulp and all those exploitable elements and things into the rest of what's going on, so that you can have what is right now at least just a very personal human story happening around 11.
Well, it does. They started off this season with showing that, I mean, at least the way it's perceived, that she murdered everyone there at the Rainbow Room.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then she flashes back to that. So, I mean, so maybe that's like a big part of her guilt too.
Yeah, maybe
she hasn't overcome, and you still recreate, if you haven't overcome it.
Yeah.
And when she attacks Angela, which, by the way, ball remove, 100% for it. It's fictional, all right? If there's real life, it might have a different saying. Still might be like, okay, she kind of deserved the mission.
Yeah, I mean, we all wanted to, but you can't do
that. In terms of fiction, come on, whatever, screw it.
And in the true tradition of the 80s, I mean, they're not completely psychotic, but they are pretty extremely
They're extreme bullies. Yeah, they're extremely bullies. Yeah, they're awful. And I mean, like, what does Angela expect? But I love how she always singles out Angela.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're all bad.
Yeah, but cut off the head and the rest will fall.
Queen. She is the queen bee, yeah.
All these dudes ain't shit around her because she's the nucleus.
But I wonder what portrait they're painting, or what path they're putting her on of, she's powerless right now and in all ways.
Yeah.
Friend-wise, social circumstance-wise, she becomes desperate. She just wants to be normal. and she doesn't have any physical powers. And then she strikes, and she's looked upon as like this, like, oh my God, what did you just do? This violent threat. And she's haunted by her own guilt from what she did in the past. And, you know, like, what's it, like, is there association that having the powers prior was a bad thing? You know, I'm curious to see what path they put her on, to what this all ties to thematically and emotionally for her, of what her powers mean to her, you know, because it's always seemed like a bit of a curse. So maybe gaining them back in terms to fight the
high school bullies.
No, they're real. Yeah, they're gonna bring her back. They're gonna be like, we need you.
She's never gonna get back to Indiana this whole season.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be in LA.
It's obviously
in California, trying to figure out social skills.
All obviously building to her getting her powers back and having a fight. Like, you're a ace in the hole, remember?
Yeah.
You're what we need all the time.
We need you to do the thing.
We need you to do the thing, yeah. And then go there and kill everyone at that high school.
Yeah, lock them in the gym.
They're all awful.
They are pretty much all awful.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
No one's standing up for her.
Not a single not anyone. No one is decent to Jane.
Oh God,
it really sucks. I guess if you were alive for that period of time in the 80s, or any time depicted in a Stephen King novel that features a bully, let us know. Is that anything approaching reality? Look, like, if you were a freak, was just everyone the most terrible they could be at all times?
It certainly seems that way from all 80s movies.
From every 80s movie ever made, yeah.
I was shocking. I didn't expect her to do that. I really thought she was just going to break the camera.
Yeah, I thought she might actually hit her. I didn't expect them to go full on
gash.
like, oof. Like, and I think
should have been practical effects.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. I mean, because too, it might have been hard. I think that's an area where if you are cut there, like, you do kind of bleed a lot.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. I mean, as much as I wish for a practical effect, it was still like, oh, that is some nasty looking damage, and I'm sure for everyone around that's not going to help 11.
I love how everyone's just like, why would she do that?
That's the thing.
Wasn't there like a billion of you who just saw
all
what they just did? Yeah.
Not one of you could have made the connection to, oh yeah, we were all unanimously ridiculing this person on camera, and we got the entire establishment in on it. Maybe she's mad.
And like you brought up before, like generational trauma, I keep wondering if they're going to go down some type of cultist mentality in some areas.
There could be.
They seem to explore that with the bullying, and then the basketball people being like, yeah, they're all devil worshippers.
Evil dies tonight.
Yeah.
Which, well, yeah. I could definitely see some mob justice mentality coming. I mean, I like it through the scope of the basketball team.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that guy, like, that guy who's Jason or whatever his name is, he's so... Someone's gonna deep fake Tom Cruise's face onto his face.
Maybe.
He's so Tom Cruise to me, it's not even funny.
I do like that story. I think this is a really emotional and breathes really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really earning its runtime.
Yeah.
It's really engrossing.
I'm like, I mean,
and
you know.
Lucas doesn't want to stand up for anything.
Just gotta admit that you've played the game.
I just want to be popular. Just be like, I played it once.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy game. It's like it's like a board game.
It's not actually Satanism, guys. Well, let me show you.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, in his position then, I guess, you know, you don't want to...
People really think they've had Dungeons & Dragons?
That's, I mean, I've never met those people, but yeah, I mean, in the 80s, Satanic Panic and, yeah, people singling out heavy metal and Dungeons & Dragons, yeah, like, that's based on real hysteria, yeah.
I think that's where I was picking up on the cultish vibes of the Satanic Panic.
Yeah. Well, and hey, I mean, maybe they'll do something to also nod to that as either a mislead or maybe there is some cult of Vecna out there or something. But it's fun wallpaper, but I mean...
Vecna's is the Dungeons and Dragons character.
But I think they're calling the big bad Vecna too.
Yeah, they nickname him.
Because that's also the motif is, yeah, every like monster out of the Upside Down gets a name from D&D.
Yeah, Demogorgon, Mind Flayer. Yeah.
So I'm just assuming there, but yeah, maybe there is some kind of cult associated.
I feel like everyone's so blind to the things in Hawkins.
Yeah, there is.
There's just a point where it's like, which feels very dairy.
Yeah. And I mean, Derry has that mumbo jumbo of like, people seem to forget the weird shit that happens
That's
here.
not built into here.
But yeah, when they were having that scene with Eddie, I was like, I guess maybe he wouldn't be aware of any of the weird past several years of freaky ass shit.
Would.
Yeah, it seems like he would have at least some inkling or
some rumblings about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a piece of the continuity I guess I'll have to check back on, because I don't know, when things happen at the Starcourt Mall, it gets pretty big in scope and scale. But then
the biggest thing too, like that.
Yeah.
Like nothing. But to me, I go back to season 1 where Will's body was found and then brought to a morgue. Then they found out it wasn't really Will's body.
Fake body.
And then Will came back from the dead. And everyone's like, oh, Will, you're alive.
I'm trying to forget about that whole body swapping weirdness thing. Yeah. What are the rest of the citizens of Hawke? Are they just oblivious?
It's like any and all of it.
Yeah. Or do they just, I guess everybody must just sit around and go, we just live in a strange town. Accidents happen every day.
I am not finding Jonathan's story that interesting so far.
That's
the only story that I'm like, these jokes are kind of flat, like this, and it's like a half-assed Cheech and Chong because they don't want to go full tilt there. But it's not that funny. It feels really cliche of that character. I'm waiting for it to evolve, and then I don't know. Jonathan's story just seems so like typical too.
So it seems very kind of straight and rote, and I can't foresee yet how it will grow into anything that seems very significant.
His story feels perfunctory
because
we have to include Jonathan because Jonathan's here.
Yeah, no, it really does. Because I was sitting there during the golf scene where the two of them are just chucking balls in it, and I was like going back and forth thinking, it's really cool that they care about all their characters and they found a way to give everybody something to do. But then by like the end of that sequence, I was like, that scene ended, and then later on the episode, I realized we're not cutting back to him this episode.
Yeah.
So that it's like it is the least important seeming story, and it trails off the soonest, and thus it does feel like, we need to have him. Mm-hmm. So we'll give him a scene each episode.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And maybe we'll use him for transpo. I can almost imagine Argyle like eclipsing him as a character.
I hope so.
Yeah, because I like that guy too. And interesting characters tend to get something to do when they enter the plot and become a part of the series' regular cast or whatever. So
yeah, because I'm not really torn between are Nancy and Jonathan gonna break up. I'm like, I really love them a lot in season 2. As like when they're getting together, I really rooted for them a lot.
The context really helps their story.
And then here, I'm like, I just weirdly don't kind of don't care.
And I don't see what's great enough beyond your, appearance and attitude that's like, no, man, give them a chance. I want them to work this out.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, half the time I was like, are Nancy and Fred gonna get together or something weird like that?
Well, when they said goodbye to each other in season 3, I found that really heartbreaking too. Yeah. I found that genuinely heartbreaking when I rewatched it, and it's weird it's only been a couple months since I've seen that, and then to come back here and see what's going on with them. I've just gone, they're probably gonna break up.
Yeah, and I mean they had that one bit where they're both talking about their relationship, and we get another beat in this episode where they're both talking about the relationship, and they feel more. I know they're disconnected by distance, but something feels disconnected about even.
They don't even call each other.
Yeah,
not even one phone call with each other.
Yeah, and again, there's so many circumstances. I get it, but I feel like at the same time, I don't really buy the struggle coming out of them.
No.
The dialogue is there about how they're trying to convince themselves about certain things, and hey, maybe we need to break up or whatever. But for some reason, it's the piece of drama that doesn't actually ring very true or very vital to me. It's there's something about it that feels like they're already broken up, or the plot doesn't care that much.
It's hard to care about them when you don't see one interaction with them.
Yeah, or give us a reason why beyond just what we know from before as to why we'd want them to work it out.
All right, gang. Well, here we are. Got 5 more episodes to go.
Mm-hmm.
So with this being this Stranger Things season 4, that's 12 more hours.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when part 2 comes out, we'll have 18 more hours beyond this.
I mean, let's look at it really quick. Let's look at the Let's do some quick math. Oh, next one's only an hour. Okay, so it's the last one that's forever.
Yes.
All right, I'm looking forward to an hour and 40 minutes. I just saw that. It was like 90 minutes. Nope, 98. Whoa, that's a long ass episode.
It's gonna play in theaters.
They could have.
Which I bet the series finale they might do some kind of screening.
Oh, that'd be great. Too bad we won't be able to experience it that way.
Nope.
We have to be here.
We gotta be here. We gotta be here for you guys. And we want nothing else.
Really don't.
Yeah, this is a fun show to share. This is a fun show to share.
Yeah, I love this show.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, guys. See you for the next round. Ricardo Martinez. You know why I wanted to shout you out in Stranger Things episode Dose? Because there's a lack of Hispanic representation in Stranger Things.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as two non-Hispanic people, we're gonna notice you're Hispanic.
Yep, that's the first thing we noticed. We thought, hey, we can work with it.
We can work with this one. I mean, I got this like stoner guy named Argyle who I think is Hispanic.
He could be. He's ethnically ambiguous, which means technically yes.
But he's a Californian stoner from the 80s who's playing on Cheech and Chong. He's probably Hispanic.
Okay.
So, Ricardo, I think Stranger Things is due for someone like you, not some weird stoner cliche Hispanic dude from the 80s. I'm talking a good housekeeper or, you know, a good gardener.
Yeah, janitor at Hawkins High.
Janitor at Hawkins High.
Yeah.
A gangster.
Yes.
You know, something that's not a cliche.
Drug dealer. Sure.
Something like that, Ricardo.
Yeah.
And I feel like you fit any one of those identities.
A
because
lowrider guy.
Those are non-stereotypes. Imagine this. Ricardo Martinez, Stranger Things Season 5, pulls into Hawkins High, lowrider, boom, hydraulics going up and down, walks out and is like, what's up, SA? I want to be part of the crew today.
I want to join the Hellfire Club.
No,
dude. Fool, let me join Hellfire, fool.
No, that's what we're saying. I think, Ricardo, you are not a cliche.
At all.
I mean, I'm sure maybe there's parts of you that have like some type of, we all have our stereotypes.
Everything Ricardo does is original.
Original. Not one part of it honors. He rejects his ancestry.
Strangest guy ever.
He goes, I want nothing to do with my Hispanic heritage.
Or any other heritage of any existing culture.
So unique. This went way off the rails. Look, thanks for being here, Ricardo.
Yeah.
Trying to come up with something new. Thank you for being here, and you know, we're just messing around. Gracias, amigo, from us people. All right. Habla español.